Practice E. We need to solve this work problem. Insomniac number 1 can count 55 sheep each minute. Now, in case you're not familiar with that word insomniac, that's somebody who has trouble sleeping, can't get to sleep at night. Insomniac number 2 can count 58 sheep each minute. Working together, how many minutes will it take them to count 791 sheep? Well, this is a work problem, even though you might think it's not a lot of work counting sheep, but that's a way that people who have trouble sleeping sometimes try to get themselves to fall asleep. I'm sure you've heard that. But this still qualifies as a work problem. It's a little bit different. And the first step is to just make X the thing we're trying to find, which is the number of minutes it's going to take these insomniacs to count 791 sheep. And so that's X. And then the next step in a work problem is to figure out the rates of the workers. Number 1 can count 55 sheep each minute. So number 1's rate is 55 per minute. And then number 2 can count 58 sheep each minute. So number 2's rate is 58 per minute. And then now we need to set up the equation in words, and I'll go to another sheet and we'll do that. Here are the basic facts of the problem, and then here's what we want the equation to look like. The number of sheep that number 1 can count in X minutes, plus the number of sheep that number 2 can count in X minutes, and that total has to equal 791. And we need to write expressions for each of these, and all we have to do is take the rate of number 1, that's 55, and multiply it by the number of minutes that number 1's going to be counting sheep, and that's X. So we want 55X here. And we do the same thing for number 2. Number 2's rate is 58. Number 2's going to be counting sheep for X minutes, and so number 2's rate is 58X. And then adding these two together, we should get the total of 791. And now we just need to solve this equation for X. We have two X's here, and they're added together, and we can combine them into a single X just by adding the coefficients. 55 plus 58 comes out to be 113, and so that gives us 113X equals 791. And then there's just one undoing step. We need to divide both sides of the equation by 113. And that's going to make the left side equal X. And then on the right side, 791 divided by 113, that comes out to 7. And so it's only going to take 7 minutes for these two insomniacs to count 791 sheep. 7 minutes, then, is the answer to practice E.